everybody, and this is Dominic Nicefura.
This
Oh,
is
my name is
Marvin.
Alan McAlpine. There you go.
This is Jonathan Weber.
Arvin, you're being recorded
Introduce
right
yourself.
now. Say your name.
Gib name.
Yeah, I already said my name. I'm Marvin.
Okay.
And this is our submission for the senior documentary 2021. Oh yeah, let's go.
So I guess we'll get started with the very first question. Who are we? My name is Alan McAlpine. I am a senior here for this year, and I am the current STEM Club president for the 2020 and 2021 school year.
So we're just going around and introducing who we are.
Dude, go
Yes.
with the flow.
All right. So as I already said before, I'm. Oh my goodness. I see somebody looking back, losing it. As I said before, I'm Dominic, and along with being a part of the Senior Class Advisory Board, I'm the president of the Shield Yearbook publication, co-captain for cross country and distance co-captain for track and field, and I'm a part of the. Excuse that little blurb. That's a little air we'll edit out. But I'm also a part of the Spartan Athletic Leadership Team. I'm part of the executive board of that leadership organization. I'm part of SALT. And I already said SALT, my bad. I'm a part of STEM Club, that's what I was going to say, and Student Helpers. So, and very, very glad to be a part of all these things, OLCHS style.
All right. Well,
Is it okay if we redo this? Stop launching stuff at me.
Get Arvin's mom in here for a little
Go ahead, John.
guest appearance.
well, I'm still Jonathan. I'm a member of STEM Club, Mathletes, and Scholastic Bowl. That's pretty neat.
What about you, Arvin?
Yeah, something tells me this is gonna be a long time.
He's taking his time. Be patient.
Sorry, got distracted there. Hello, I'm Marvin Wallach. Some clubs I'm in. I'm the captain of the chess team. I'm part of STEM Club. I am a member of the yearbook team. I do journalism team also. And then I also did the Scholastic Bowl for our school and Mathletes. Yeah.
So let's go a little bit over like what the Q&A is going to be about. So we're going to be asking you guys a list of questions. You guys are going to be basically answering them. So the very first question that we have for today is, what is your favorite memory here at Oklahoma High School? I'll go first. So I would have to say that the SSC competition for like all 4 years at STEM Club at OLCHS has been like one of the most fond memories that I could possibly remember, where STEM clubs from municipal high schools basically come together. We compete in many different challenges like building a bridge, qualitative analysis, egg drop, and so on and so forth. And we do a lot of awesome stuff in there. So I would say that would be one of my favorite memories.
I'll go second. I would say really hard to narrow down, but I'm going to narrow it down to two. The first one I want to mention is, I believe it was in 2019. It was when our cross country team qualified as a team to go down to sectionals. And for us, it was a really big deal because we're in one of the toughest regionals in the state. So having the stamina and the determination to push past our competitors and be able to come out on top and qualify to go down to the sectionals was really a morale boost for us and quite an accomplishment. And my second one, I gotta say, is not that long ago. It was, I think, a week ago when um, the Oakland Cross Country's teams sponsored a movie night at the theater. It had all decked out concessions with popcorn and candy. And it really was more than just a movie, a plain High School Musical, which I gotta say is a pretty good movie. But besides the point that it was a movie the school sponsored, it was really just something uplifting and something the school that would bring us together after so much time we spent apart in hybrid or remote learning that we had since this past March. So it was definitely one of my favorite memories of senior year to be able to have something to go back to the school and enjoy with my friends.
Um, I guess for my favorite memory at OLCHS, I'd say it's probably going to the SSC honor band last time we did that. Thought it was really fun to go and just experience more music with other students I wouldn't really typically get the chance to play music with. So I think I'll go with that.
All right, and my favorite memory of high school was going to state for chess. Not only if it's really fun to go to state, it's really different and it shows that our team accomplished a lot. And before in my freshman year, we didn't have the opportunity to go, and it just felt so good when we went my sophomore and junior year.
That's pretty neat, guys. So, our next question is, what will we basically miss about Oakland Community High School? I think we will miss probably like all of our favorite friends and all of our lovely teachers here at Oakland Community High School. We have gained like a lot of different positive experiences with them. We have gained so many strong relationships with them. And so this is going to be like one of the biggest kinds of things that we will most likely miss.
I want to add in, I think the thing I will miss most about the high school, along with all the academics and great teachers, is homecoming. Excuse me, homecoming week. We were unable to have homecoming week this year, but in past years, it was such a great experience to be a part of the whole week, having different spirit days and homecoming assemblies and the parade and the homecoming game. And it was just a whole line of festivities centralized around the fact that we are together as one school community. And it was just a really awesome experience to be a part of being a part of Oakland Community High School's awesome mission and experience to become become better students and become better become excuse me. All right. But the point is um being a part of such an experience where we're able to be together and have a fun time is something of teamwork and enjoying life and taking it what's what I'm trying to say? I'm take blah, I don't know what I'm saying. What's the word I'm trying to
Getting all
use?
emotional there, huh?
The fact and then Alan goes with the sunglasses.
Hey man, the sunglasses, we just be vibing here, all right? There's nothing wrong with the sunglasses.
I think the sunglasses Alan has is a perfect analogy, as the school is a great place for education, but also having experiences with your friends and other faculty and having fun is something, an experience and something we can take away as a positive building tool, becoming better individuals in our society.
Hmm. Yeah, I think too. Yeah, definitely right there. I also I think the thing that I'm going to miss most of all is like just all the people over here. Like we've all spent like the last few years like getting to meet everyone, getting to be friends, like having fun, like laughing and all that. Like it's going to be a bit different to like see time go on. I think I'm going to miss like everyone else the most out of the high school.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'll miss that the most. Like all the teachers and all the friends, we kind of got all used to each other, and we kind of made like we know how to make our day more fun and all that. And I think I'm gonna miss that the most because everyone is so unique here at high school, and I don't think we're going to have that same experience anywhere else. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna miss most about high school.
I agree with you, Arvin. So now our next question is, what is your biggest accomplishment here at Oklahoma High School? I would have to say that probably getting into college is probably one of the biggest accomplishments that anybody could face in, especially in high school, because that is like the next building step to the next phase of education and actually learning to obviously get into a job. So I feel like the biggest accomplishment is to actually get into college with all the hard work that we put into standardized testing with the SAT and the ACT, et cetera. A lot of dedication goes to that, and having like the feeling of accomplishment in the inside of feeling of relief when you take the standardized exam and then you just apply it and then you just get very good acceptances to many different colleges that you just truly love. That is the biggest accomplishment right there.
I would say my biggest accomplishment from my experiences here at Oakland Community High School, I would say have to be exclusively around the building blocks. I would say about the learning experience of that we took away from the pandemic. Now, obviously, the AP courses and all the stuff that we learned was a great big challenge academically and being focused with time management. But I felt like the pandemic was kind of an eye opener to really drill down the facts that in college and beyond, you have to be on top of your work. And I probably already ingrained the skills and took for granted that I can get the time. The teachers will tell me what I have to do, and I have to be on top of what I have to do in order to get my assignments, understand it. But the pandemic, being at home, really made me understand that I have to be on top of my work, considering that I was away from the classroom and wasn't able to physically interact with the teacher, and I had to make the initiative, like with email or asking them for video calls. So I felt like that was a really helpful experience going forward into future and careers on how to be responsible for your own learning and your own yeah, I would say you're being responsible for your own learning and your own progress as a part of a company or just any other project in life.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one, and I am 100% going to piggyback off that one. Like, I gotta say the going through this year of high school is probably going to be the biggest accomplishment for like a lot of us. Like, we went like our entire lives like learning under a very set and certain way, and then suddenly something completely unfamiliar just comes out of nowhere, and suddenly everyone's at home looking at a screen for how long, and just going through it. I think being able to like persevere through this pandemic, get get everything like caught up, and deal with college on top of it, like that's I feel like that is the biggest accomplishment of my high school year.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off it once more because yeah, especially with school, it's really hard to stay motivated, especially this year. So I think that was my best accomplishment, staying motivated, finishing all my work, and it's just still having fun throughout all of it. I think that was the best accomplishment, and yeah.
I think one more thing I just want to add quickly before the end of this was I think this year was just basically part of thinking outside the box and how we had to really come up with our own way of learning from like how we had on the screen for virtual learning and basically think outside the box for having fun and amusing ourselves while at home for the many past months that we were not we took for the many past few months that we took for granted that we were able to just go outside and hang out with each other. We really came up with different ideas on how to keep our friendships and our our mental health going strong.
Gotta think outside the Zoom box.
Gotta always think outside the box. So to piggyback off what Dominic said, no, I'm joking here. So the next question is, who is your favorite teacher at Oakland High School? So I feel like that personally, Mr. Kenny is probably like the number one favorite teacher at Oakland High School. Hands down, he is probably like one of the best mentors that anybody could ever ask for. He has led us to like so many great challenges and through hard times as well. So I have to give it to him for that one.
Wait, is the teacher as your parent? That's gonna be a separate question, right?
That is a separate question.
All right. So I was originally gonna say Mr. Kenny, but I wanted to spice things up a little and change it. I'm gonna save Mr. Kenny for a different question. But I think my favorite teacher so far, I would have to really say is what I say is my favorite teacher. Can I come back to that? Just want to make sure I have a good answer. Jonathan, you want to go?
Okay, I think my favorite teacher is got to be Mr. Levy. I've been learning with him for learning under him for 4 years now, and he's a really cool teacher. Always really supportive, and always wants to make sure everyone does really well with their music. So I'm gonna definitely say Mr. Levy.
All right. I got my answer now. So I would say my favorite teacher is I would have a lot of teachers that I had for more than 1 year, but I would say my favorite teacher is Mr. Denton, and he's my English teacher. And I haven't seen him much, considering we haven't started hybrid until this past January. But the experiences I had with them since January and being in the classroom were just mind blowing. Every day he would always have a smile on his face. He have different 80s musics playing on the radio before class. This always brightened my day, even though it was like 7 in the morning. And, it's very hard sometimes to have the energy in 7 in the morning to want to read something
I
or do eight.
100% agree with Dominic on that one.
Yep.
But yeah, I truly think that his energy and just passion for helping students like me in AP literature were great characteristics that makes him stand out as my favorite teacher of OLCHS.
All right, this one's kind of a hard one, but I would say I would go with Mr. Farrell. I never had him for a class, but he was the chess mentor, chess chess coach, and I would say he was my favorite teacher because he even though he didn't really uh, make make chess fun for me, he was very enthusiastic about everything he does and just made everything fun, even if he wasn't really talking about chess. So just around it, just being around him just felt fun. So that's why I would choose Mr. Farrell.
I agree with you on that one, Arvin, as well. So the next question that we're going to be talking about is, what is your most embarrassing moment here at Oklahoma Community High School? So I would have to say that I almost started a fire at Oklahoma Community High School in Mr. Farrell's lab, and this was in computer servicing one. We were working on computers and stuff, and then for some reason, I was working on this big fan on this one computer, and it had two connectors on it. I'm like, damn, I must connect one connector into the motherboard, and it's just like, well, the power just came on, so you could see the LED lights, but the fan didn't move. And I'm like, why doesn't the fan move? So I plug it into the other cable and connector, and then it just started smoking. I'm like, oh, I gotta unplug it really fast. So I unplugged it really fast, turn on the vents and all that kind of stuff, and it only affected the fan, but the computer itself was just like built as a tank. So it was like one of the strongest things there. But yeah, Mr. Kenny, Mr. Farrell, and I think Officer Hennessy was involved with this, but I'm not sure. But I would have to say that that would be the most embarrassing moment, but it was one of the funniest moments as well.
I'm going to have to say Alan had a good line there. I think that embarrassing moments often lead to very funny moments, like not immediately during the event, you probably be pretty embarrassed, but afterward, you get a good chuckle out of it. I would say for my embarrassing moment of Oakland, I would have to say assemblies. So I'm really not that person that's gonna that's not the most comfortable standing in front of 1,800 students for some student school assembly. So before this whole pandemic happened in junior year in I believe February, there was a Paint the Gym Purple assembly, and one of the things was breakdancing. I think it was, or was it freeze dancing? I think it was freeze dancing, but and it was a part of clubs that team sponsors had to pick different students from each club to represent them and dance. So I was one of them for the yearbook team, and I was at first I was like a little nervous, but then I started getting to the groove, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice." So I just was just dancing on the floor with a bunch of other people from the journalism team. And looking back, I think that was really fun and an enjoyable experience, even though I may have been a little bit nervous or embarrassed by my dance moves on the gym floor back when it happened.
I can 100% agree with Dominic for that one because I remember, I think I saw Dominic in the assembly and I was like, man, he's just be vibing here. So yeah, it was an embarrassing but yet funny moment, but it was awesome.
Well, alrighty. As for embarrassing moments, mine's honestly it's honestly pretty tame compared to those two. Like my most embarrassing moment was so for my my Zoom account to get into a band, like for some reason, like I don't understand why, but like it uses like some really old picture of me from like fifth grade, so like really small John, like doing like the dumbest like smile into the camera and all that, and like for some reason like I keep forgetting to go into band and take that thing out. So like every time I gone to band for like out last couple of weeks, like I just keep having that dumb profile picture just reminding me about that thing. It was great when Mr. Levy like mentioned it. There's like 50, 60 kids I swear in band in that Zoom call, and they're like, "Oh man, the blank screens of Zoom really make you think, man." But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
honestly, I thought you just wanted to, since you don't, no, nobody really shows their face. I thought you just want to put a picture that's like show like some face of yourself.
yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
I just keep forgetting to change it.
uh, all right. Well, for embarrassing moments, I think it was the time I fell like right in front of Mrs. Leeds and I cut my leg really bad. I know Dominic and Zamari were there, so they remember we were going out to the front getting some hot chocolate. I decided to act cool, and then I jumped on like a ledge, and then my leg slipped, and then I hit my leg on the edge right in front of Mrs. Dr. Leeds and Mr. Krupa. So that I would say that was my embarrassing moment. I still have the scar on my leg, but I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
show it. So
goodness.
When was that, Arvin?
that was
It
like
doesn't.
December.
Yeah, I was thinking right before spring break. I completely forgot about that, but now
Oh,
you
I
mentioned
remember
that was
that.
so
I remember they had something like
Want to see
that.
it?
That oh no, Arvin.
right in front of the dean too.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
it was.
Okay, so to put that off to the side, the second to last question that we have today is if you were to choose a teacher to be your parent, who would it be? Um, this is a hard one, so I'll give it off to Dominic to this one because I think he has a good answer.
Wow. I was thinking you're gonna answer it first. I was like, I think I know who Alan's gonna pick for his, but
I was going to say, I was thinking about Mr. Kenny, and then I'm like, well, Mr. Kenny is a favorite teacher, but I wanted to provide like another favorite teacher. I would probably have to say Mr. Kuchit because he's a really awesome guy and he always vibes with a lot of us. So I would say he's a great parent figure.
hmm, I would have to say Mr. Biga. And with this one, I've had experience all the way back in summer school when I first took world history. And I was just a little freshman entering Oakland. And I didn't really know anybody or any of the teachers. And then Mr. Biga just lightens the whole mood with maybe what people would call dad jokes, but he would just try to make it so entertaining and it was so funny. But also, it sticks to my brain. I still remember all the stuff that he was joking about. And I still have that experience with him in AP Macro this year. So he definitely is that kind of chill parent that always tries to come up with those cool jokes to make you laugh.
Oh, oh boy. So yeah, this is a tough one because when you're thinking of which teacher would have to be your parent, you also have to remember you gotta make sure it's a teacher that can't give you that much homework or something. Like, like imagine if your parent was the one who was giving you homework. Like, that's a tough one. So I don't even know how I would answer that one.
Speaking of which, for Dominic, talking about Mr. Biga and dad jokes. A good dad joke would be, why is it a bad idea to iron your 4-leaf clover?
Okay.
Because you couldn't press your luck.
Oh my goodness.
That was corny. All right, you guys could talk about it. Whatever.
All right, so for the teacher I think that I would choose for a parent, it's also Mr. Biga, but for a totally different reason. So besides the fact that he's really funny, I would think I would like that as a kid. He also knows a lot about a lot. And I think that if he parented me, I would get a lot of knowledge. And and yeah, I would just be very intelligent and he would just be splurting facts at me. Yeah, he told me that if he was on a Jeopardy game, he would totally win all the money, and I believe that he knows a lot about a lot.
I think one day, we have to get we have to pool whatever we have to do. We just have to pool our resources and get Mr. Biga on Jeopardy. That'll be like our lifelong goal.
Oh yeah, I remember it's kind of going off track, but we had a teacher versus student like 2 years ago in Scholastic Bowl, and when we were facing Mr. Biga, dang, he nearly beat the whole entire varsity in JV team just by himself. We only won because Mr. Jodelka gave us pity points, but yep.
All right, Alan, you got a good answer?
Well,
Got some
I already
time to
gave a
think
good
about it.
answer for my question, which is Mr. Kucha would be probably
Oh
like
yeah,
one
you
of,
already said that. My
yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure if John said that yet.
He's just
Um,
floating outer space.
yeah, it kind of looks like a Minecraft blob. I don't know. All right, so I guess we'll just move on to our last question, which is talking about what are our plans after Oakland Community High School. So, well, my plan is to actually go to Purdue University for 5 years and obtain a master's degree in mechanical engineering, and hopefully I can work at an aerospace industry like SpaceX or NASA. But time will tell, and we'll see what happens.
All right, so for my plans after Oakland, now it's still a little bit up in the air, but there's still some time for me to be able to iron out all the details. Basically, my plans are to attend an accredited university after high school in computer science, and I also kind of want to dip my feet in and have like maybe another major, but I want to have some minor or at least some still experience with engineering that I've had some fondness for the past 4 years. And my current options are I'm thinking around at Bradley or Valparaiso University, or maybe even going to University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. So I'm still choosing. Those are still my options, but I hope these experiences I had in Oakland will help me lead me on the right track to my future goals in career.
All right, so since John is busy right now, we'll get back to him later. And so I'm going to talk about my plans after high school. So after high school, I plan to go to college, of course, and for my undergraduate, I was thinking,
And so we hope so,
Bi-
Arvin.
yeah, biomedical engineering. That's what I was thinking of doing because after that, I want to go into medical school. Uh, so biomedical engineering will give me the classes and kind of like bind together engineering and medicine. So so after that, I just plan to become a doctor, and yep, that's my plans after high school.
Well, you see, after high school, I'm planning on. I think I'm going to go to college, get a degree in accounting, and then do that for the next 40 years. That sounds like a neat plan.
I love John just making the hella bank and making stonks. Epic, man.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, guys. So this concludes our little series for the senior class documentary, and we hope to see you guys next time. Adios, y'all.
Yeah, hashtag
See ya later.
2021 seniors, Oakland Spartans on yeah.
Woo!
Whoa.
Join STEM
Yeah.
Club.
All right, now we gotta
Nice
flip our
promote.
glass.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
we gotta flip our
Perfect way to
glasses.
end.
I don't have
John's like,
glasses
"What
Oh,
on
too
me.
glass?"
bad, Jonathan.
So,
Can't do-
I got a plan.
Flip something.
One sec.
Oh, he's got a plan.
Oh, these
Oh, double headphones.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
one way
yeah,
to say.
got double the headphones.
That's one way to
Oh,
conclude
yeah.
a Zoom meeting.
See you guys.
All right, see you later, everybody.
Woo!
Good night.